28 millimeter RPG here. Playing a Gibson Les Paul Classic. I like the Les Paul Classics. I have one in the background here. It's a Les Paul Classic as well. It's got the push-pull knobs. You get the kind of a single coil thing happening with the push-pulls and stuff like that. Something SHONNER mentioned on one of my videos, a comment that he put down that, when he plays, he's not thinking of that he's in a live session or anything. And that's kind of a difference between, when you are playing with your friends, at home, you don't have to worry about, sound levels, and all that stuff. You don't have to worry about the time restrictions that you've placed on your game. So all that kind of stuff goes ahead and adds to the distraction of things that are happening. And that's true. And that's kind of the thing that, I'm kind of, faced with every day when I'm putting out a video of our live streams is, there's a lot of distractions and stuff. If I wasn't recording the session, it would probably work out being a lot more immersive, a lot more, I think I would get a little bit more done within a session. And that does, take a, it does, you have to really consider that. And one thing, one subscriber mentioned, I'm not going to, you could probably find his post. He was really happy that, that I was using kind of acting in, because I could see why acting is more of an entertaining kind of thing. So, I can pick up a guitar and start playing it in front of people and start jangling away on there with no problems. I'm not nervous or anything like that. And I don't mind. I don't mind performing because I'm used to performing, and when I'm online, I can do voices and stuff like that because most of the time, my wife had a daycare and stuff like that, so I would come home and they would be playing some sort of nonsense and on the TV, some Dora the Explorer or something like that, or something weird, and some sort of jingle will come on. They start singing, and I would chime in too, and I'd be like, getting along with the music, and the kids would be all entertained and everything. So when I came home from work, floor laying at the time, I was, and plus, my background, playing as a musician in bands, I'm used to being out on a stage, and I'm here to entertain you, that kind of thing. So I'm not foreign to that kind of thinking where I can go ahead and start becoming an entertainer. But if I had the production value and everything else behind me to go ahead and do such things, I would be, I'd be full on in. I'm not gonna do that until maybe when I hit retirement, okay? But in the meantime, there's only so much that I can do, and there's only so much time in the day that I have allotted to it. I'm a full-time worker. I'm a salary guy. Um, so I'm just putting it out there. You don't have to be an actor to game master. You don't have to be an actor to role play. You can just stay in character, say what you're going to say in character with a matter of fact mannerism, just like I'm doing right now, and do the role play that way. That is totally fine. You guys watching me do the voices and stuff, and the and the little quirks and stuff like that when I'm playing characters. I mean, sure, that helps, I guess, in kind of a way, but not everybody is geared that way to do something like that. You just feel weird and awkward when you first do it, until you realize, it's no big thing at all. And don't worry about that. Your game sessions at home, you don't have to worry about the sound levels and all that stuff that I do. So just take your time with it and enjoy it. Try to get better and better at it. The role playing aspect. But like I say, just because I do voices and stuff like that doesn't mean that you have to. And that's kind of a thing that I want to point out is, this is entertainment here. It's the more people that come to my channel and watch and are somewhat entertained, or can sit back and listen to the story unfold, and will actually tolerate spending an hour and a half listening to something. I mean, that's cool. I really, really appreciate the subscribers that do that. But don't think that you have to do it yourself. Because, not everybody's had the same kind of background in what I've done in my past, and how I've, been able to engage these kind of coping mechanisms in my head in order to face a big crowd of people and perform and put on a show. So don't think that is don't think that is a requirement for you to be a half-assed or decent game master. You don't have to be a Mike Mercer, whatever his name is. You don't have to be a Mercer, and you don't have to be a Seth Skorkowski. You just have to be yourself, and just keep in character. And just enjoy the immersion. That's really kind of all I want to say at this point. I'm going to be putting out a series of videos on SHONNER's available free on DriveThruRPG is how to roleplay the hard way. And I'm going to probably split that up into several parts and go over what he's talking about and kind of my, my take on a lot of the stuff. Sean and I are quite different in a couple of aspects where I'm more willing to perform. I'm more willing to go out and take on players that are learning how to role play and work with them in order to kind of get them more, into the hobby and develop those skills, because those skills don't come like naturally. You have to engage those skills and keep at it and become better and better at it as you go along. Nobody expects anyone to like turn into a voice actor after say, 10, 12 sessions or anything. And the idea is not to become a voice actor. You're just trying to role play, trying to stay in the character. It's a mind exercise. It's cool. You entertain yourself being immersed in the whatever it is that your game master is putting forth towards you, and the game master is being entertained as well too if he does it properly. Some of the things that occur in my games, even the stuff that I do, some of the characters I take on, I don't go ahead and practice like a character. Like for instance, the character James in our last live play. I was just thinking, okay, so this guy's crazy and he's a genius, but he's been massively traumatized and affected to the point where he has issues. And that's what I'm trying to put forward. Somewhat like I can make a character that you can kind of relate to, feel a part of. You don't want this NPC to die. You don't want bad things to happen to this NPC as you get to know the NPC. And it's just me playing a character, So how you could really affect your gameplay by using the voices and stuff, or actually trying to portray that character as realistic as you can in order to get that emotional response on your players, so that they're more inclined to want to keep that NPC around because they enjoy having that interaction and they don't know what's going to happen next with the character, what surprising things may come out of the character's mouth. And the same thing, like I say, I didn't practice anything as the character. I just went with it, and I ended up taking somewhat, I guess, kind of a partial memory clicked in from one of the other YouTubers that does a character, and I kind of used a bit of that, but I'm using a little bit of like some quirks as well that I've seen in some crazy people. You always meet crazy people, on the streets if you're inclined to be roaming around a lot and engaging with a lot of people. And I do that on a daily basis. So I'm used to talking to a lot of people. I'm used to de-escalating situations where somebody is kind of angry about something, and you have to kind of smooth things over and gain the confidence back of the person that you're engaging with. And stuff like that. I'm like, I'm like a fix-it guy when it comes to my job. So, and I try to teach other people how to become these people as well. To engage with customers, to help get them to be customers that return to your premise and want to enjoy coming to your store and rebuying stuff. It's the same sort of thing here. Is that I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to be viewed as being someone who's fake, but at the same time, everybody has these masks and everything that they have, which protect them, and it's just a case in my situation where I've engaged enough with a lot of people, and there's a lot of nerd culture nerds out there that haven't engaged with enough people or are just too shy and can't engage that way. And in a sense, the role playing can help in certain situations, if you're willing to teach them how to, you know, um, enhance their ability to engage with other people. And you have to realize what you do rubs off on other people too. So hopefully there's a few people out there that are watching and want to engage that way. Some people may want to do like the voice acting stuff. Go for it. If you feel like you want to learn that, practice it. It's but a lot of times when, like I say, when I got a character, I write down some motives and stuff like that, and I don't practice a voice. It just happens. So I'm just thinking, okay, I'm crazy. I'm this. My motivation is that, and this is me. And that's how I'll play the character from then on. I may have to once in a while, if I'm playing several sessions on, I may have to go back and refer to, okay, that's the voice I used, and recollect what I was doing. So, yeah, I guess that's all I really wanted to say. It was an interesting comment that SHONNER made, and I'm and what that other person mentioned too about the voice acting, and I'm really touched, and it's cool that you guys like that thing. And I will keep on doing it, because it's the thing I do. It's what I do when I'm normally playing something like Castles and Crusades or whatever. I will create characters and be the characters. I want my players to think of these NPCs as people, and the more closer you get to personality wise of these people, the more immersed they become. But you also have to realize, there's a full on reality here, that I am not that person. I am not that crazy being. I'm just, I have some abilities to entertain people by a bit of voice acting. And I mean, if you were to watch some of my like really, really, really early YouTube videos, you'd be like, oh, what the heck, who is this guy? He's not the same. It's kind of like looking at like when Sean was watching the old DM James videos and comparing to what DM James is now. He's grown a lot. He's taken on a bit of a life. He's gotten used to the camera. And he's become a little bit more of an entertainer that way. So a lot of us YouTubers are doing that. They're learning how to entertain and stuff. So when you watch my videos, like I say, don't think that the voice acting is a major part. A lot of people can't do that, and it's okay. Just keep at it. A lot of stuff that I will talk about, how to prep, what to prep, what's the most important things to prep. I've learned along the way by trial and error, because sometimes you don't want to put a lot of time into prepping, and I'm trying to save you guys the time in order to make your lives, in learning how to role play a lot easier. And I'm learning too. Don't use me as a full on, this is how you role play role model. I'm in still kind of in the beginning stages. I feel I can improve a lot in what I do. But with that in mind, what I do on camera, okay, and the way that I game master when I'm with my friends, and role-playing characters, I'm a little bit more at ease. I don't have anything to worry about as far as, okay, we need, make sure that my head's centered and that I'm looking at the camera every once in a while to kind of engage you guys. And I've got to worry about a time limit here, and it's a lot to take in. And it's only that part is going to get better and better as things go on, and the more that I learn about different softwares and stuff or different it's probably a little bit better if I use StreamYards instead of Discord, because Discord is so iffy when it comes down to voice levels. Because I'll go through, before we start, I'll make sure that all the levels are okay, but there's always that thing, somebody's mic is a little bit far, and the next thing you know, they're like talking really loud. So it's really hard to gauge, and I'm going to be switching to StreamYards because that's going to be one thing that I'm going to, I find that the levels, it's way of keeping all the levels normalized, what we call normalized. It kind of, anyone who's talking in a low voice is going to be brought up, and anybody who's talking in a loud voice is going to be brought down, so that everybody's at the same level, which is a nice thing to have. I know I use OBS in combination of Discord and my virtual tabletop. So itch, ow. So having one thing that I no longer have to worry about would be a nice thing. So hopefully with our next session, we're going to be switching it up to the StreamYards and seeing how that goes as far as keeping all the levels good. But it's going to be basically the same sort of thing that we're doing. It's just you might notice maybe a little bit of a color change, like around the chat box will be a little bit different. But all in all, it's a learning experience, and it's something that we're all getting used to. And soon enough, production value ends up going up more and more. And as far as the channel goes, I'll make some more music, write some more music for, maybe I probably won't have any background music playing. I know that sometimes drives people crazy, and keeping the levels contained. But as far as a visual presentation, you can see that if you're looking at my early videos compared to now I have all these cool borders and little things that pop up, and my little guy at the very end that is an animated pulsing character as I'm talking. It's stuff that I've learned along the way here, and I'm using. So entertainment value aside, it's cool that you do find it entertaining, but at the same time, once again, keep things real as players and game masters. Just concentrate on the fundamentals of the role playing, do your prep properly, so you're not wasting time, and keep your head in the game. Give your group a bunch of rules. Talk amongst your players, like as a game master. Say, this is what we're going to do. We want to stay in character, blah, blah, blah. Lay out the rules. Don't be scared, and see what they think. And they might be going, yeah, let's try this. Let's see if we can do this. And if you can't, it's okay. It's a try. It's going to take you a few sessions in order to get everybody's head into the game, because once again, you guys have been programmed to play the game a certain way, and it's almost like the concept of actual role play has been put onto the back burner in regards to now the mechanics are important over the role play. And it wasn't that way, when I started playing. So, and when I came back into the hobby after a long hiatus, I came back into it 2007. I started role playing when it was I started with my first game 78, got into D&D 79, 80, and then the group that I got involved into was just pure role playing. We didn't have maps, minis, and stuff, and that lasted till like mid to late 80s, mid to late 80s. And then I was way too busy playing guitar in a band and working. So I was working, playing guitar on the weekends, and played at jam sessions, played at gigs, done recordings, that sort of thing for a long, long, long time. And then I stopped because I ended up getting married and having kids and stuff by the year 2000. And now that my kids are like my youngest kids are finally, they're like out of the house kind of thing. So they're old enough to fend for themselves. When they were starting to get to the point where I could, hey, you guys want to learn about role-playing games? That's when I kind of got back into it. It was around 2007. And I came back into it with Castles and Crusades. And also I was playing a game of Monty Cook's Iron Heroes, which was kind of based off of 3.5. And I was discovering, hey, everybody's playing like it's a board game. And I'm like, okay, so I've returned to the hobby. Everybody's playing it like a board game. Even the Castles and Crusades guys that I was playing with were treating it like a board game because they were used to the playing 3 and 3.5 as well. That's what they grew up with. So it took a lot of talking with Sean to realize, hey, yeah, there are a lot of people that still go for that old school role playing. And you can see some of my early videos when I was talking about, concepts behind, okay, so if you're playing something like 5e or 3.5, you're going to have issues with the theater of the mind stuff because, tactically wise, it's a very tactical game and board gamey in that way. And that's why you want to play it with maps and tokens and miniatures and stuff, and proceed like that. Where back in the day, the game mechanics were a lot more simpler. Combat was usually resolved with just a couple of rolls, a 2-hit roll and a damage roll. And the modifiers for that weren't intensive. Nowadays you have so many weird modifiers that are cascading over top of each other, and there's different rules between what can be added together and what can't. And it's a lot of stuff that it's a distraction. It's just like, looking at the time and looking at your sound levels and everything, and you're being distracted. You're not getting as immersed as you should. And that's where people are having issues with is, yeah, they have all these things going on with the mechanics that they don't have, that they're losing that mind space where they can get immersed. So I think that's one of the problems. Anyways, I'll quit babbling. I'm hitting like 30 minutes here, and I just wanted to say that. So I'm just saying, once again, if, hey, you want to follow me and learn stuff, because I'm learning stuff, and we can learn stuff together, subscribe. Let's do it. Do it. I'm playing on this. I'm also singing on this song too. That's me. I'm singing and I'm playing some guitar. Cool, huh? So subscribe, because I work hard on this stuff.